We've got wine! Glug, 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 glug.
That's something.
That is not bad. I've had worse. So, hello everyone. Welcome to a video with me and Eloise, who does TikTok.
Yay.
Woo!
So I'm at the Sorbonne. I'm in my second year of my bachelor's in Spanish. Like, it's taught in French at the Sorbonne.
Yeah, so I thought it would be fun to like answer a few of you guys' questions and just have like a general chat about studying in Paris and like the differences and similarities of like our experiences.
Because there's literally so much to say about it.
Yeah,
There's literally
for sure.
so much we could go into.
How easy is it to make friends with French people and integrate into the culture?
Yeah.
So obviously I go to ULIP, which is like a British university, so everyone who's at my uni, well most people who go to my uni are from the UK, or if they're from outside the UK they're English speaking. So when I first got here, most of my friends were just from ULIP and we're all just like British. So that made it easier, I think, to kind of integrate myself into
Well, yeah, because you
life
feel
here.
more like, you feel more confident. As soon as you've got
Relaxed.
some kind of friends, then
Yeah.
you just feel you've got a platform to like jump off and like meet other people. I don't know, you feel like, yes, I can make friends. Like, I'm able to make friends.
It gives you like that confidence boost probably.
It's like your little comfort zone. So you find your little comfort zone.
Yeah, that's true.
How I drink this like I drink wine like it's appetizer. Like, it's so.
I mean, we're in France, guys. If you don't
Yeah.
drink wine quickly, what are you doing?
Say that, but like halfway through the video, I'm gonna be like on the floor. I don't know whether it's because of COVID, which made it trickier to meet people. I think it definitely was. I feel like with English people, it's your language, so it's easier to talk to them, and they're also we're more polite, so it's easier to have small talk. Whereas I feel like making friends with French people, like they're not as into small talk, so you either have to be doing some kind of activity with them, or like you need some like longevity to it. You need to have like commit to the friendship and take time to make.
That's true, but I also think French people want to go just like straight to the deep stuff sometimes, which I don't mind because I feel like small talk is actually kind of just stupid.
Yeah.
But as British people, we do have like a habit of doing. I feel like it comes out awkwardness though. Like, like if I don't know what to say, I'll just be like, the weather's nice today, and I feel like French people just be like, yeah. So.
Yeah, they just say
so what? Like, tell me about your sex life.
And I feel like that's the misconception. Is like if you go up to someone and you're like hi, and then they kind of don't really smile, like they're not like smiley and like give you small talk. They'll just be like, like why are you talking to me? Because they just say what they think.
No,
like,
exactly.
I mean, if someone does come up to you, it's kind of like, why are you?
I feel like in London, I'll always go up to people. If I see someone who's wearing like a cool outfit, I'll always go up to them and be like, oh my god, I love your outfit, or I love this. I've never done that in Paris because I'm too scared, even though I see so many cool people about.
So yeah, sometimes I have started doing that this year, and people do.
Yeah. No,
react
I'm
quite
sure.
kindly.
I feel like around the Marais, there's like loads of people our age who are like very cool. Like whenever I go thrifting in the Marais, I feel like I see so many cool people that I wouldn't be as scared to go up to.
And I have brought up this conversation with like a lot of French people at my uni who come from outside of Paris have also found it tricky to make friends like in Paris. I don't know, the Parisians are known to sort of keep between themselves like in general. So like even French people find it tricky making friends in Paris. I feel like it's just something you need to, like, you will make French friends.
I feel like once you know one French person, like one of our friends went on a date with this French guy, and like then we ended up just becoming friends with this whole group.
That's the thing, is with French people, if one person accepts you, then you're accepted by everyone. Like, French people are so fucking loyal.
Yeah, that's so true.
If you're a friend of a friend, you're instantly integrated. A lot easier.
Yeah, and there are lots of different ways you can do it. Like my roommate, she goes to volleyball like once a week. Everyone there is French. Yeah. So like she's gone and now she's met like loads of French
and see, that's like through an activity.
Exactly. So if you're into sport, whatever, it would be really good to like join a sports club.
That's such a good idea.
If you like art, maybe go to like an art club or whatever.
It's so easy to lose hope.
But you guys are lucky because now everything's open. You can go out, go to the bar. It's so much easier to talk to people when you're drunk. Do you annoy French people? Yeah, I've been told off on the metro before for speaking too loudly.
Really?
Like me and Josie were having a conversation on the metro.
I always get told off for being too loud.
But even when it's just having a normal convo.
Literally last week, it was a fucking bar, and then the music was really, really loud. And this French guy was like, "Come here, come here." And I went up to him, and he was like, "Why are you shouting?" And I think it's because they can hear that we've got a little accent, so there's this stereotype that English people speak loud. I'm like, where does that come from?
I know.
French people can be really rowdy.
Yeah, exactly. When the fucking Euros were on. Oh my god. Don't even tell me. Bloody hell. How is Maddie? Oh, she won't mind us though.
She was on the metro, and this lady was like, "We don't wear dad trainers in
We don't wear dad trainers
in Paris, and she was just like, can you, like, poor little Maddie, like, she's the most sweet human being.
In it. Just cute little Scottish girl.
Yeah.
Just like, what do you mean?
Maybe I'm a bit too smiley, maybe, as well.
I feel like sometimes French people see it as like fake.
Yeah, that's
don't
always
really
the
know.
rebuttal that they give you. When I'm like, you're not friendly, they're like, well, you're fake. Do you have a job here?
I do have a job. I do babysitting, so
Same.
like 3 times.
Babysitting is the job
Yeah.
to get
If you're a student, it's just an easy one, to be honest.
Yeah, and I found mine on Facebook. I looked up French, English-speaking babysitting in Paris.
Well, I got mine through, at ULIP we just have like a Facebook page and like people post jobs on there, like pass them down.
If you're an English-speaking babysitter, then there's so many
Oh, for
opportunities.
sure. Like, so many French parents want their kids to improve their English. The American church always like has
I've heard that.
stuff for like English-speaking people.
I've heard about that,
So
yeah.
you could definitely check that out. There's also, it's called Speaking Agency, I think.
Yes.
And
I've
that's
heard
where
about
a
that.
lot of people have got babysitting jobs, so you can check that one out.
Definitely do.
And then in terms of accommodation, that's just an ongoing fucking battle.
Yeah, people ask me about this and I was like, I don't know if I'm qualified to give advice.
Yeah, because I feel like to get this flat this year, it ended up being easy because we went with the same landlord as last year, but we didn't want to because we didn't really like him that much.
It's problematic.
Yeah, we have mice, so
get out.
you know, but he has good buildings across Paris with like good rooms and like decent prices for the location.
If you're a master's student, I would say check out La Cité Universitaire, because I lived there in first semester. It's like student accommodation for international students, and normally it's like master's student. Yeah, they let me in for the first semester, so check that out if you're I found mine on Se Loger, my apartment.
Oh yeah, that's
There's
a good
also
website.
Bon
Facebook, you have to be
Lodges.
careful, but I'd be careful with that one, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd be careful with any of it. You've got to just remember to be careful.
Yeah, be careful with
Don't
everything.
give out your details freely.
Just if you're in Paris, just be careful. full
Yeah.
stop. But yeah, so there are quite a few websites you can go on. I'll link them down below. What do you think are the best courses at the Sorbonne?
Oh, I really don't think I
Do
can.
you want to say what course you do?
Oh yeah, so I do a Spanish degree. So you can do, with languages, normally you can do LOA or LLCE. I didn't know this before I applied. The LOA is more like languages applied to economics, business. And then LLCE is more literary history. So I'm in the LLCE, which is more literature, history, culture. The courses are so like personal. Like,
for sure.
I'd say my course, I enjoy aspects of it, but the thing with French university, especially with like my Spanish degree, is you do not get as many choices and modules as you do in England. Like I basically have to follow the core modules.
Oh,
So for example, yeah, it's really shit. Like this semester, like I'm in second year and I have to study medieval literature and medieval history, even though I'm really not interested in that.
Yeah, because to be fair, like I've picked all my modules for this year.
Yeah,
so I'm
and
only
yours
doing
sound so interesting.
They are pretty good, to be fair.
This is the thing with like French universities, is they're very traditional. So you have to, even because I studied history a bit last year, and you have to do like Romans or Greeks, you have to study something medieval, modern, and something contemporary. Like you have to go through all the eras every single year. So it's very traditional. And in a sense, I prefer English universities and your way of teaching, because in French universities are a lot more. You get a lot more hours and you've got a lot more classes. And I've got like 18, 19 teaching hours a week.
Oh wow, that's a lot. I only have like 10 or 12 or something. But no, I know what you mean though, because like first year I wasn't allowed to pick any of my modules, and like I didn't really like the course that much, so I was kind of just like, eh. But like I live in Paris, so like I wasn't gonna drop out or like complain, because like, you know, whatever.
That's the thing. I feel like you pick Paris.
Yeah, especially ULIP. If you're picking ULIP, like
you're doing
like don't get too excited. Like the course is good, but it's not like the best course in the world. Like there are definitely better ones out there, but at the same time you're living in Paris.
Yeah,
so.
and you're actually learning the language. I mean, this is why I came to Paris. It's like if you're going to study a language, best way is to be living in that country.
Haven't you got a year abroad next year?
Yeah, next year.
You're going to Spain?
I'm gonna try and go to Latin America, but if I can't, then Spain.
That would be amazing.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna hand in my application soon. I need to start.
I'm so excited. Well, that's so. If you do a language at Sorbonne, you do get a year abroad.
Yeah.
Also, I've had lots of people messaging me about applying to the Sorbonne, which I don't understand, because I say in every video I go to ULIP. I don't go to the Sorbonne, guys. I'm not that clever. But do you want to talk about how you applied and stuff? Because I feel like from being like a UK.
This is a tricky thing though, because I applied so last minute. So I applied almost through like a clearing. It wasn't clearing. It's not the same process, but because I've got French nationality, I applied applied through my French nationality, so I applied as a French student through, I think, look up Parcoursup, because that's how I applied. And that's like the French version of UCAS almost. And you like send an application to, you can choose your universities and you send different applications to different unis, and then they say if you're accepted or not. And I think international students can also apply through that. I didn't know this before coming here. It's just there's different types of universities in France. You've got La Fac or La Faculté, which is public and you don't really have to pay. I paid €200 a year.
So it's me with my £9,250 a year. Like.
And so those are like free. And then you've got your the école. Have you heard of it? Like the école are like normally business schools or marketing schools or art schools.
Yeah.
And they're harder to get into. You have to pay. I think it's like similar to English uni fees.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're quite respected, but it's a bit tougher to get into them and you have to pay. And then you've got prépa. Prépa is like, it's like prépa for preparation, and those are like 1 year or 2 year courses which you do before you get into the grande école, like into the écoles. So they're like intense, like 9 to 5, like school type.
Would that be like kind of if you went to Oxford?
It's kind of like, imagine you had to prepare to get into Oxford. It's kind of like that.
Wow. Wow. So I guess their system is kind of even more probably elitist.
Yeah. No, literally. I was like, and people from the écoles look down on people on fac. In fact.
They look down on you. I'm not funny.
What the fuck? I do a Spanish degree and they're like, you want to be a teacher?
That's always the thing if you do a language, isn't it?
I
like,
know.
what do you do in a language degree? I'm like, well, actually, you know what? Bold of you to assume I'm even going to use my degree in the first place. You can do a lot with a language degree, actually.
It opens you up to so many things, because this is what people think. People think I just sit there and do translation for 3 years.
That's not it.
No. I do culture, anthropology, history, literature, theatre, like drama, like film. You just explore so many different things.
No, for sure.
Don't come at me for my degree, because I will like be right back on.
Like studying abroad looks so good in your like CV and stuff. Like employers love that shit.
Well, it shows that like it's hard. Like it is hard to completely move countries and completely be in a different environment. It
also,
really does.
if you want to like be abroad and learn a language, but you don't really want to go to uni, there is also au pairing. I feel like people don't like. I feel like my school never like advertised that as an option or anything. It's always just uni.
Yeah.
Like, they were never like, oh, take a gap year, do this, blah blah blah. But like au pairing is a really good one because you can literally live in a country rent free. Well, in France a lot of the time you'll get like a chambre de bonne, which is like obviously very
so
small,
good in Paris, because a lot of the families that you will au pair for are rich. So they literally pay for your own accommodation, like your own apartment.
Exactly, like it's so good, which is amazing.
And if
you won't be in loads of debt like me. It's good to get out of the like academic bubble, isn't it? What is the one place in Paris that is not a famous tourist spot that you think is a must-see?
I think for me, it's always the little like side streets.
Yeah.
Like I'll be walking, especially when you live here, you end up going down these little side streets and you're like, wow, this is beautiful.
So stunning. You've probably seen in my last couple of vlogs, I've been at Place de la Contrescarpe like literally 5 times. So great, right?
The fifth one is fun. It's where a lot of the universities are in Paris, and it's the student,
true,
it's the French student bubble.
Yeah,
and Place de la Contrescarpe and Rue Mouffetard. Because it's like a little road full of students, full of like really nice, cheaper places to eat. And Place de la Contrescarpe, that was such a shout.
Because I remember like posting that video and my parents were literally like, oh my god, that looks beautiful, like where is that? I was like, oh, it's just this like literal square, like in a random, like it's in the Fifth. It's not very touristy, and it's beautiful. Always loads of people about as well, especially at the weekend.
Really nice vibe.
Like people, there are always these guys who bring like a speaker. Also, the Seine. Like, do you remember that night that we were at the Seine and like it was like a party on the Seine? So much fun.
If you have no plans for the night, like or if you can't find a club to go into,
Pour Marie.
Go to the Pour Marie. Just head to the Seine. It's such good vibes always, especially in summer.
Oh my god.
Like, can you beat it? No.
Paris in summer, there's just nothing quite like it. It's so good.
And if you're near Place de la Contrescarpe, I know the Pantheon is not like is well known, but I really like that little place, like the Pantheon, and you have such a nice view of the Eiffel Tower, the Luxembourg Garden.
So true. Yeah, the Fifth is definitely like by far one of my favourite.
Really?
Yeah. Like I love that, and I love the Third, and I also love Montmartre. Just like because I just love thrifting so much, and all the thrifting is there.
You know what really like baffled me when I came? I didn't realise that there's multiple arches. So you've got the Arc de Triomphe, but then right where Gigi and Toby and stuff.
Saint-Denis.
Yeah, that's Saint-Denis. There's like
There's like 3, isn't there?
Yeah, I remember
I was
walking with Maddie and we literally like go down the street, we look left and there's this massive arch and we're like,
do you know the first
Have
time
I
I
heard
saw
about
that,
that before? Yeah.
I thought that was the Arc de Triomphe. And I was like, oh my god, it's kind of small.
The thing with Paris is like in any other city that would be like a landmark. That would be a really impressive landmark. But in Paris it's just like casual, you know, like.
Well, I just
an
feel
arch.
like everything in Paris is impressive. Just normal buildings
Yeah.
themselves are impressive. Like you'll walk past, you'll just be on a street and be like, wow, this block of
This
flats
building, yeah,
is
it looks
absolutely
sick.
stunning.
Another thing, so there's a church, L'église Saint-Sulpice, like this church in the Sick, near Boulevard Saint-Germain, and they often, I just really like it. I don't, like it's nothing special about it, it's like a really, it's just a church and a little place with a fountain, but I really like it. And often they have little marketplaces where they sell jewellery.
It was fashion week a couple weeks ago, and I just feel like everyone here dresses really well. Like I wouldn't go out in leggings.
No.
Like I feel like in the UK you can go out in leggings, like no one bats an eyelid. But here it's like you can't go out in joggers with your pyjama
Especially
bottoms.
by the grandmas, like the grandmas look you up and down,
That's
like
so true.
genuinely.
Or if you're showing like the like tiny top of skin.
Old men have literally commented on it. Like the other day I was with my friend and I was wearing a dress and I don't know, it wasn't even that bad, and he was like, oh, on voit que de la chair, which basically he was saying, oh, I can only see flesh. Like, how does that sound?
That's literally awful. Whenever I'm like going out on my, like say if I'm the only one in my flat going out, I'll know, okay, I'm coming back by myself. I will always make sure to wear something like a little bit more like modest. Just because like I'm scared. Like, whereas if we're going out all together, like I will just wear whatever the fuck I want, like not caring if, you know, I'm showing like, you know, my chest or like, or like my stomach or whatever. And like, you know, still you'll get looks or whatever, but I'll feel like, oh, I'm in a big group, it's fine. But it's really sad that like I have to like, oh, I'll bring a sweater with me. A French girl once told me actually, she was like, we can tell that if you're like an English girl if you're wearing like a short dress. She was literally like to me, like French girls don't wear short dresses or short skirts because the men here are so awful. And it's like we all wear trousers.
But also the girl, I think it's the women as well. Like
a lot of internalized misogyny. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
I'm glad that you know you feel that as well, because I've definitely felt that.
I think every girl feels it. Like, I don't know, I've spoken about this so much with people. Yeah, I think everyone feels it. Yeah, so fashion is one.
Yeah, I would say that cafe culture or Parisian. Yeah. Like maybe all of that together. Like Parisians as well, it's like, I hate them but I love them. Do you know what I mean? Like,
same. I think I've come to love them even more.
Yeah, I know, I like the way
after living here for a year. Also, after a year, you kind of, I feel like I've kind of realised that there are certain things that like I used to kind of take offence to or whatever, or I'd get really sensitive about, but I've just realised it's literally just a cultural difference as well, a lot of the things.
And you know what, I think it's really helped me like grow as a person, because I feel like it's really helped me not care about what people think as much anymore, and take criticism. Like I can take criticism now.
That's so true actually.
And I can take people not agreeing with me.
Because French people will just come out and say it. Like, they're not gonna like sugarcoat it or anything.
And you know what, it's actually, in the past I would take offence, but now I'm like, you know what, it's actually quite a nice quality. Like, it can be a good quality.
And also like French people aren't afraid to correct you in French. You probably don't come across that because you're literally fluent, but like I do.
No, I do.
And but like I used to get a bit like, oh, but now I'm like, well, it's actually helped me to be fair.
The French people when they're younger, it's so drilled into them. They have grammar classes, like they need to get it right because it's so drilled into them.
That's true, and like we don't learn grammar intensely in English.
So we don't really care as much about if someone makes a grammar mistake. With them, it's like, for me, like a young age, it's like you need to get that done right.
Because like I make grammar mistakes in English. Like we learned grammar, but not properly. I feel like we didn't do it. I feel like
no, you haven't got classes here.
No,
of grammar.
Exactly. French is hard, anyways.
Yeah,
don't be yourself.
It's tricky, and the French know it, so don't. Yeah, don't worry.
And also, like if you're speaking in French to a French person and they speak back to you in English, a lot of the time it's because they want to practice their English. It's not because your French is bad. Because I used to think, oh my god, like my French is bad, but then I literally like asked them once. I was like, oh, you can speak French, but practice me. Like, oh, they're like, oh no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. It's just I want to practice my English.
Take it as a compliment.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Seriously, because this is what I thought. I was like, they don't like me because I'm English. It's like, no. People are either shy to speak to you because their English isn't very good, or they want to speak to you in English because they're so interested in, like, I think like being English is quite cool here.
Also, like being English, like we are very privileged. We can literally go anywhere in the world and not have to worry about like not being understood.
And feel free to speak for English, like genuinely.
Oh, I speak that all the time.
such a, like, once again, it's a privilege, but if you can't find a word, instead of like going for like 10 minutes, just say it in English. They'll probably understand it.
I was speaking with this girl in a bar the other night, and like we were basically speaking most part in like French, but then it was turned this bit of franglais, and then anytime neither of us knew the word, we'd literally just get up Google Translate and like type it together. It was really funny. Like it's not deep at all. Like it's helping like both of you as well.
Okay, one thing I want to say about Paris is what I love about it. We were talking a bit about this earlier. Is how concentrated all the monuments are. I don't think there's any other city where you can literally every arrondissement, every street, there's some kind of incredible monument.
That's very true.
And it's all concentrated in
Paris
this little
is
area.
tiny.
It's small. Compared to London, it is.
London's massive.
But then there's so much to unpack in that tiny little area.
It's really cute.
It's so fun.
I love it. It's so
and
fun.
And the arrondissements, like they're all like their own little city. Their own little city within Paris.
Also, I feel like a lot of like tourist attractions and like museums and whatever, they often like update stuff. Atelier de Lumière is like constant. They've just got a new one out actually, like a new art.
Really, what is it?
I don't know what it is.
I saw the Dali one.
Yeah, I saw the Dali one. That was really good. I knew you'd like that as well because I know you love Dali.
I like Dali. We went to Dali.
I saw the other vlog. We went to like a Dali museum. It's up there. Click on it now if you want to watch it.
Yeah.
Click it.
Last one. Let's think of the last one.
Or the cigarettes in general. Or the cigarettes. That's a big one. I see. The cigarettes is so funny because I feel like coming from Britain, it's like obviously it's still like wow everyone smokes, but then I feel like a lot of people in Britain smoke. But I was talking to some of my friends from America who go to like the American uni, and they all feel like because in America if you smoke cigarettes, it's like seen as literally disgusting. Like you smoke cigarettes, like that's gross. And like they come here now and they're all smoking. It's like it's so funny.
I was with some French people and they offered me a cigarette and I was like, no, I don't smoke. And you know what they said back to me?
What?
They're like, t'es pas encore parisienne.
No way.
You're not Parisian yet. To be honest, if you're not smoking yourself, then you're passive smoking. Like,
to be fair, like you're walking down the streets and you're inhaling so much.
And then the last thing I would say is the Seine. I mean,
yes,
probably said a bit few.
The Seine.
It's like the heart of Paris. And I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, it's such a shame that England hasn't made the Thames as much of a landmark.
So true. Because the Seine, you can like literally go down. On,
and
like,
sit and it's.
Whatever.
And London could so easily make the Thames lovely, but it's dirty and it's not. Oh dear.
Do you know what? We've done it now.
Yeah.
I get a lot of practice from going to bars and stuff and doing it, but then I'm drunk as well.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I'm like,
this is what I've got with Spanish. So I only speak Spanish when I'm drunk. So I associate. I'm scared that I'm only going to be able to speak Spanish when I'm in my drunk state. You know what I mean? Like my brain is going to associate with that. With French.
Because I'll be in like my speaking classes, obviously completely sober, and I feel like I'm not as good.
Yeah.
Whereas like I'll go to a bar, I will literally have like the most like funny conversations with people, and then I don't know. I just feel like it's because I'm drunk though. But then it must be like a confidence thing. Because
you remove your inner critic, don't you?
Exactly.
When you're drunk?
Yeah, you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it shows that you do have the language within you. It's just it's like you need to get rid of that inner critic. But I understand it because even when I speak French, I still get so nervous with French people.
Is it your dad who's French?
My mum.
Your mum is French. Do you speak French with her all the time?
So I used to when she used to speak French to me, and I used to reply in English. And then only now that I know French better, I'm starting to speak to my mum in French, and it's such a
that's so cool.
it's so incredible for me because I'm able to speak to my mother fluently, like actually fluently in her mother tongue, which is just such an incredible experience.
Wow!
Yeah, that's a bit about me.
A bit about Eloise, you know.
Backstory.
Nice.
Okay,
yeah.
I want to do a whole video about not getting robbed in
You should
Paris.
so do a TikTok about this. I know many people who have had their phone stolen, or bags stolen, or purse stolen, or anything. I almost had my purse stolen once.
Really?
It wasn't whilst I'd been living here. It was when I came on holiday in 2018, and obviously, you know, I was a tourist at the time, so I didn't really understand. I had my backpack on. This guy literally walked past me, like opened the zip of like my front thing, and he was planning on walking back the other way to like take my phone out. But luckily, this really nice Parisian lady literally came up to me and was like, oh, come here, I need to talk to you, like pretending to know me. And then she was like, that guy was literally gonna take your phone, like never have your backpack on your back, always have it on your front.
I think it is just very much like, I know I've heard of all the tactics and stuff that they do to try and steal stuff. For example, in the metro, try not to be near the doors, because a lot of people will just snap your phone and then run out the doors.
Yeah.
So when I'm near the doors, I don't usually take my phone out.
Same.
I like only when I'm sat in one of
on like the back.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah. You know though, one of my friends, Lauren, if you're watching, hello. She was sat, I think, like by the door as well, and had her phone, and like she was trying to just be like, oh, with her phone, and this guy snatched it and he didn't do it until, like, you know, the beeping sound comes on where the doors are about to close, thinking she wouldn't run after him. She ran after him though, and literally grabbed him and was like, give me my phone back, and he was literally like, fine, and like gave it back.
It's in any city.
Yeah, any city.
I have a question which was like, do you find Paris scary? And I was gonna say, like, honestly, like, regardless of all this, I really don't find Paris that dangerous. I don't know whether it's...
I don't know. I feel like it's very similar to London for me.
If you get too drunk, make sure you're with a friend. Do you know what I mean? Like, never be on your own.
It sounds so like shit giving this advice out.
Yeah,
it's just like,
I know.
It should just be like, guys, just leave girls alone.
Yeah.
Don't spike their drinks. Don't harass them. Like, it should be like, girls, be careful with what you're wearing. Like, stick together. But yeah, it is the truth though. That's what we have to do.
Yeah, make sure your friends are good. Because I like, if I was like with you guys, I would feel so safe.
I always feel fine going out with my friends, because I know no one's ever gonna leave me by myself, and like people, we're always gonna make sure we all get home safe.
Like last time, I was coming up with like Raid. Like
Raid is so funny. If you go to Paris, please go to Raid. It's hilarious.
And I was like, yeah, I can walk home. Like, I can walk home because I feel quite confident here. I don't know if it's like a naive thing or like I'm just quite confident.
When I'm drunk as well, I'm like, I'll walk home,
and like all the two Tobys in the car were like, no. They were like, get your Uber. Like, no. So
no, literally. Or like because I was coming out of Raid once as well, and I was like, oh, I can just walk. Like, it was literally a 10-minute walk. Like, it's fine. But then Jack and Jason were like, no, we'll walk with you. Like, we're getting the bus.
Yeah,
anyway.
people walk with you.
So like, if you've got good friends, they're not gonna leave you by yourself. If especially if they can see if you're in like a state or whatever. Which is like, you know, get yourself in a state, have a good time. Just make sure you're with good people.
Good people, 100%. What's your favourite boulangerie?
I don't know, just whatever the local one is, to be honest. Like, I feel like I don't have a favourite chain. Like,
okay, Land and Monkeys is a vegan boulangerie.
Oh my god, I've never heard of that. I have to go.
Yeah, should we go? Because it's very expensive.
Wait, we should do like a vegan day out kind of thing. Like, go to all of the vegan places and like test out stuff. That would be really fun.
Have
you been to Acai and you?
Do you know when I
go all the time?
Like, like I've just been there. I really want to go there.
No, we should go.
I've never tried an acai bowl. Like, I'm a fake vegan. I've never tried an acai bowl.
Yeah, you're a fake vegan, Eloise. Somebody was asking about how is it hard to be vegan in Paris?
Yeah.
Yes. I actually was like on my way to being vegan, and then I moved here and I'm veggie again, but also it's like it's fine.
Yeah, in terms of options it's tricky, and then also in terms of judgment it's tricky because French people are quite protective over
If you say you don't eat cheese to a French person, they're literally like,
French people, like, you socialise over food, and so people were like, oh, come for like this apéro, come for this raclette, and I'm like, it's not me, I don't know, like, I'm not bothered by it.
You should apologise as well, because it's like literally your, like, I feel like diet and what you eat is such a personal thing, so discussions around food in general can be triggering for people. If you say to a French person, I don't eat cheese, they're gonna be like, fuck you.
I get so anxious about it. But in general, like, there are places.
The cheese here is good though.
Yeah.
I eat cheese. It's good.
And I do like cheese. But, there are vegan places. I need to find them.
There are vegan places, but definitely not as many as like London.
Yeah.
Or just the UK in general, I think is really good.
Brilliant. Because there's options in every single restaurant now almost.
Exactly.
There's always a vegan option. Here there's not, and you have to sort of,
definitely.
It's a lot trickier.
Here it's much harder, but there's always a veggie option, that for sure. Like I'm veggie here and I don't find that difficult at all. Like, I'm literally fine. And a lot of the time, like, most of the meals I make at home just from like my grocery shop are vegan. I don't think it's hard to like cook being a vegan here.
It's just,
it's very easy. But it's just eating out
is a good vegan.
I still haven't been there.
Naturalia.
Is it really expensive?
No, it depends what you get.
Okay,
it really depends.
Like, I do my shop in Lidl.
Like, I get all my tofu. If I ever get tofu or soy yogurt products, I usually get them.
You guys so much for watching.
Because this is gonna be so much editing.
This is literally we've been on for ages.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah,
I hope it's been helpful.
fun.
There's actually like a lot more questions we didn't get around to answering. So if you guys want a part 2, give this video a thumbs up and comment down below something fun.
Yeah,
We'll
and any
definitely
more
do that for
questions
you.
as well. Because
Yeah, of course.
this is such a fun conversation to go
Yeah,
into.
exactly.
And there's so much to unpack.
There's so much to talk
say.
about, and like we'll often just go on tangents as well.
Yeah,
So-
I know. And
That's why we haven't been able to answer anything, but you know,
Yeah.
what are we like? Eloise for coming on the channel.
So much fun.
Oh, also, everyone comment down below saying Eloise needs to start a YouTube because
Oh,
she
yeah.
only does TikTok, which we love to see, but also I feel like wouldn't she be amazing as a
Oh,
YouTuber?
thank you.
She would be. So yeah, everyone comment down that.
Big love, bisous.
Big love, bisous, and subscribe. Bye guys. Bye.